this is Khansa from Axologize and your host for the InfoProSeries, an initiative driven by a global network of publishing platforms. Collectively, these brands engage a broad B2B audience across technology, business ideas, and thought leadership, delivering high-impact, industry-focused content worldwide. Hi everyone, this is Khansa from Axologize, and today we are joined by Annu Vishnu from Milestone Systems. She leads marketing initiatives across the Meta region and has extensive experience in demand generation, partner marketing, and driving business growth through strategic marketing programs. Anu, thank you so much for joining us today. Could you briefly introduce yourself and tell us about your role at Milestone Systems?
Hi, Kansal. Thank you and good afternoon. And thank you so much for this opportunity. It means the world. I am Anu, as you mentioned, Annu Vishnu. I have been a regional and a channel marketing manager, a 360-degree marketer in the region for the last 12 years. I have predominantly been in the technology space. Started my career with the Ingram Micro as in the distribution space. And then moved on from the distribution space to Nutanix and today to Milestone. The journey has been incredible. I have gotten to learn so much through this journey. I have loved what I do. I think the job that I do, many a times people actually land up doing things that they personally do not like, and it doesn't really accustom to their character. But marketing is a definition to the kind of personality trait that I carry. So I love what I do. It is interesting. It is very demanding. It is crazy, and it has only been. I think I've seen it all in the decade long. How we used to do marketing back then and how we're doing it today. There's so much variance and changes. Overall, that's my my professional life, and my personal life is I am. Married woman, yes, but we're a ding couple. We have no kids, but I'm a dog mom, a fun person, love to travel. Traveling is my fresh air of oxygen. I'm a foodie. I am very creative. I am a dancer too. I used to do it professionally at one point in time. I love to do interior designing, and I also paint and orchestrate that way. Uh, I'm a vivid, avid traveler. I have done 40 countries, and the goal of my life is when I'm 40, I have to have covered 50 countries. I'm close, but yes, I still have 10 to go. Fun person, very happy-go-lucky, very bubbly, and I believe in one thing in life, and that's my mantra. What is today is yours. What was yesterday is gone, and what's tomorrow is not what you know of. So always make the best of what you have today. So that would be as a person. And and currently the regional marketing manager for Milestone Systems. Milestone is a VMS, a pioneer in this space. We are a video management surveillance solution. And it's a European company. It's been in the market for many years, and we are the solution inside every camera, inside every CCTV, inside every RFID, a radar, etc., etc. Previously, I was with Nutanix. That was cloud infrastructure. And in the past, when I was with other distributors, I have done some storage, backup, servers, infra. I have kind of had my hands full with different areas of technology, and happy where I am. And the growth has been commendable. It is indeed, I think, incredible how technology has only grown fourfold, and there is disruption in technology and in the market every, 3 to 4 years, and it only gets better and the going gets better. So I think this has been one industry that has only grown 4 ounces than being limited by any third or calamities like the COVID or like anything at all. So very happy, and thank you again for this opportunity, Ganza. If it was too long, I apologize.
That's great. That's great, Anu. No worries. And it sounds like you're involved in a lot of exciting initiatives across the region. So, moving on, how have you seen marketing evolve across the Meta region over the last few years?
See, actually speaking, I even mentioned it in my the introduction about myself. I have been
Mm-hmm.
here seeing it for the last 10 years,
Mm-hmm.
and it has dramatically changed in the last 15, 20 years. The journey has been from brand awareness and relationship driven marketing to very data driven revenue marketing today, where every company today is, or every marketer and every good company's marketer today is pressurized to show $1 in investment is either 5 times or 10 times the pipeline, and this has become across the board. Early years like say 2005, 2012, we were very brand centric. Even doing an activity was like the showbiz. So being part of these large trade shows, exhibitions, doing some product launches, printing those advertising magazines and technology magazines, and having these brochures and flyers at events, doing distributor roadshows, executive dinners. This was it. It created awareness, it kept people happy, people met, and that was called marketing at one point in time. The and a success to this was, oh, how many people came, number of attendees was a good called out ROI or a success. How many visits to the booth, what how many brochures did we distribute, what kind of people did we have at the booth today, what was the brand visibility, did we have some mentions on some magazines, did we have some interviews. And that was it. It was super minimal, and it was, I would say it was boxed in a very brand concise ROI driven space.
Mm-hmm.
Then we moved on to an era from maybe say 2012 to 18, where more things started to occur. The whole of the industry, that the technology industry that I belong to, where it's the vendor, the distributor, the partner reseller, and the end customer community, actually started revolving and evolving. It grew massively, it grew fourfold, because it is a model in which an OEM can expand themselves. And Meta just did not mean Middle East, which is obtaining to just UAE, Oman, Qatar. No, it became UAE, Saudi, Kuwait, Qatar, Bahrain, Turkey, North Africa. The expansion was massive. So for an expansion, you need that kind of model. So here we did a little bit of distributor, reseller, system integrator, value added partners. MDF came into consideration. This was like a co-marketing joint initiative. All these terms started to come in. And the key initiatives were like more partner enablement workshops, certification programs. We do this still. This is the base for a lot of partner marketing, channel roadshows, co-funded campaigns. But I'm just talking about the evolution of how things progressed gradually. And the reason why these things came into picture, because expansion became the game plan, right? And UAE, Saudi Arabia, South Africa, Vexa, North Africa, Turkey, these became the very regional hubs. You started seeing these countries show up in the meta region much more than any other. Of course, for logistics, for the base, for the requirement for how these regions are growing massively for infrastructure, etc. And the success that we saw for this, like an ROI, was leads generated, what were the partner recruitments, how much of MDF was utilized, and how many post event activities as a follow up process did we have. And it was a recognized discipline, and most companies did this. Like I was doing this when I was in Ingram, and this was my KPI, my OKR, to ensure my MDF is utilized, to ensure I have done so many activities for Dell or for Cisco or for Microsoft, that kind of a thing. Then came the digital transformation era, which we have been seeing in the last 6 7 years, 2018 to 2023, where
Yeah.
marketing automation shifts came in. These tools like HubSpot, Salesforce, all of these really Zoho, and all of these platforms started making their way into the market. LinkedIn targeting became a thing. Intent data got into the whole concise marketing terminologies. Account based marketing, this word, a lot of companies and a lot of people get this term quite wrong. They use it for different purposes, but ABM as a term got coined at this era, and webinars. They started to take a shift, the digital era. Also, I would say this was also around the time majorly COVID also was between 2020, 1920, those times. So we had to move into a digital shift. So it was also one of the influences. Marketers were looking for opportunities digitally to keep the game going and to keep the engagements on. And then when COVID fully accelerated, the physical events took quite a step back. Of course, it brought down the world to a standstill. We all know that. And that's when the evolution of a different kind of activity started, where on there were platforms that were built for virtual events. And you would have like a very fancy looking venue, or virtually you would have the pods, you would have the demos going on, you can go click, you can download the white papers, you can have a video from the tech partner or the alliance or the vendor. They are having their product portfolio, their USPs. Then you go upstairs, you go downstairs, then you have an actual break. Then for entertainment, you have like a music session. It was like there was this evolution of different marketing during the COVID times. And that's when virtual events, webinars, nurture journeys, and marketing automation platforms became the highest level of consumption, because there was nothing else that we could consider, right? Then, but here, how did we judge the pipeline? At that point in time, it was more about influence and not how many people attended. Because then came that story of actually making people understand and marketers understand how, when there is an interest, how marketing is able to influence that interest to convert it into a sale, right? So that was the terms that started to ring into the pipeline and the ROI at that point in time. Today, the modern revenue marketing is very data driven. It focuses on influenced pipeline. It focuses on sourced pipeline. It focuses on generating complete opportunities, support account penetration, account by account you want penetration. It accelerates a lot of deal velocity. It's all about how many opportunities were closed, how many open rate, how much close rate, etc., etc. And here then we have now become so particular, we go so linear, we deep dive into verticals, strategic accounts, named accounts. We give buying committee names. So for example, you want to do an activity, then the first thing is, okay, we are going to do what accounts? Are we going to be government entities? Are we going to be oil and gas? Is it going to be real estate? Is it going to be banking? Does it make sense? Do we have the solution that can fulfill their requirements, their pain points? So this is the marketing that we are talking about today, that goes in depth, account by account, customer by customer, to help influence their interest to the product and bring them through the journey with multiple matrix. And we do this, and to bring that strength, so we do a lot of joint alliance marketing. There are a lot of cloud providers, there are a lot of security vendors, you have a lot of distributors, you have a lot of SIs. So we collaborate with everyone to go account wise, to focus and target, to get what we want to do. So I think that's been quite the journey. And we are in a very different space today with very different marketing tactics. But this is how it has grown over the last few years, is what I would say. Very customer centric, and very you know what you want to achieve from what you are doing.
Correct.
We've come into the funnel effect. Yeah, before this term funnel effect was never there. Top down approach. So we are at that top down approach. We are at the top and we are at that bottom, and we segregate customers and accounts in 4-5 blocks, and we ensure that they go through that matrix and through that journey. So yeah, that would be my questions answered.
Interesting. It's clear that the marketing landscape is changing rapidly and businesses are having to adapt quickly. So,
Yes, very quickly.
yes. So, from your perspective, Anu, what are some of the key factors that drive successful demand generation in the region today?
There are actually lot of how do I say this? A lot of techniques I've actually kind of gone over quite a bit, but I think I will try and put them more in a more synergical way. Okay, the most successful demand generation programs need to typically be very they have to be digital at scale with a lot of relationship building. So like this is a nuance of the region. In this region, meeting someone, building that relationship is a core important thing. Like a lot of times a lot of marketers say, oh, this region webinars are not that effective like in Middle Eastern, sorry, the Western Europe region or the EMEA regions. uh, because it's a nuance, but everybody is also aware that digital acceleration and scale is the key, right? So for demand generations to be very successful and all, I think account based marketing, as I mentioned, is the key. You need to understand this term very well. uh, and you need to stop asking the question how many leads did we generate, and rather you should be asking at the end of a campaign how many of our target accounts were engaged, right? Because I mentioned we are in a very different digital scale age today. What do we do with those engaged accounts? What are the outcomes that we do with liaising with each and every of those accounts? I actually call it an account day, and I call it as when we do targeted account activities, I just call it grown up adult customer grievance conversations in a room in a more I don't know, more adult way and more professional way. And that's how you deal with each account today, and that is very very important, because with this the success is very personalized outreach, executive engagement, very industry specific messaging. So your product is talking what is the requirement. It's not just any technology, and very coordinated sales effort, marketing effort. You as a company come together showing the time investment and the loyalty that you have in this account, and so it makes the customer feel digitally scaled as well as a relationship centric effort from you, right? So I think this would be a success. Then would be strong sales and marketing alignment. You need to know what are the target accounts, what is the campaign goals, how are you going to follow up, what is your follow up process, do you have an SDR team, what kind of pipeline targets are we looking at it, and all this will base on how much your investment was. And then since we want to scale, we need to have a lot of partner led demand generation. And so you have to have a lot of relation with all the vendors, the system integrators, the AEs, the consultants, the distributors, technology alliances. And category wise, you need to plan joint or single handed collaborations for greater credibility, broader approach, because your bandwidth has to grow. You have to scale your business, and this is the only way you can scale. And shared customer relationships, and your engagement with executives have to be very important, like the C level engagements. So you do a lot of C level, CEO, CSO, CISO, CEO round tables. You do executive dinners. You be part of some industry forums. You try and be a thought leader. What is a thought leader today? Not talking your product, but being a pioneer and a mentor, or someone that has the knowledge about the industry you belong to. So your content should also try and be very thought leadership, so it's thought provoking. You need to be part of some customer advisory boards and have experience center visits. If you have them, that is, it's nothing like it. You are, like I mentioned, you're digitally as well as on a personal level trying and putting together and influencing your account. And like I mentioned, you have to also target it particular industry wise. um, you have to have a very good automation tool. It's very important. It needs to give you all the access. It needs to be able to tag opportunities. It needs to be able to give you the numbers. You need to have marketing operation person who can pull out the reports to show you and make you understand what was sourced, what, this is very important. Have a customer advocacy, have customer case stories. This is so important. This is like a testimonial. This is like On Amazon, when you're buying a product, you want to review the rating, and you want to see what other people have given as feedback. This is the same thing with case studies, right? So you need to have them in handy to keep the messaging going. The quality of the data what you receive, you have to have a good plan, you have to have a very clean CRM. So overall, when you have all of this, named accounts, partner ecosystem, executive engagement, industry content, and very quick follow up, and a good SDR team, you will be able to meet a good, strong demand generation formula. Yes.
Absolutely. So, you've also received multiple partner marketing awards over the years. In your view, what makes a partner marketing strategy truly effective?
A successful partner marketing strategy creates a win win ecosystem where
Mhm.
both the organizations combine the resource, relationships, expertise to generate that demand, accelerate the pipeline, and drive revenue growth. And most importantly, your partner ecosystem and you are on the same terms and you want to achieve the same goal. This is when you have a very good partner marketing strategy. And more so ever, it's your relationship. And especially in this part of the world, in the channel business, it's all about the relationships. So if you have aligned objectives, if the right set of target audience, and you can co-create these campaigns with the goal to achieve the same result, leverage each other's strengths. See, sometimes when you talk to some focused system integrator, they don't have a marketing team. They can't do collaterals. And that's when you, as an OEM, will add value by providing all the support, sending them the webinar template, sending them the invitation, sending them all the collaterals, helping them with all the logistics. And so that co-creation campaign and leveraging each other's strength. Their strength is to bring customers from a certain vertical, but your strength is you have it all, but you're also looking for expansion. So why not give them value added service by providing them all the logistics? That kind of a relationship you have to build and enable these partners. This is the core. A lot of times I see a lot of, since see technology, it might sound that the whole ecosystem of an infrastructure or a cloud or a whatever is XYZ and that's it, it's done. No, in every one product there are like layers. So that's the number of type of things that exist in the technology world. So enabling your partner, who is your thought leader, who is your spokesperson on ground with your customers, is the key. If they don't know what your product can do, how can they go out in the market and talk more about your product and get your end customers enticed to your product and bring them, right? So it's very, very important. And you need to track your success with this. How many MQLs, how many SQLs, what was the pipeline influenced, etc. So I think if we have this in place
Mhm.
and both the teams working like one ship sailing to one destination, we have the best partner marketing strategy.
Okay, so let's talk about account-based marketing. How do you align your ABM initiatives with regional pipeline goals?
uh, how do I align my, see, uh, it's the myth, it is sorry, it is the word of rule.
Mm-hmm.
$1 that you invest has to give you XYZ, or 5 times the pipeline. Okay. And
Mm-hmm.
if you have this very clearly stated, it's right in front of you, you will automatically know how to achieve that. Because when you have this other matrix that I was talking to you about, you will not fail. You will be able to achieve exactly that. So I would say, if you know that you are responsible to deliver 5x or 10x of the investment that you carry, you will go all miles to try and understand how you will be able to get that. And that will automatically give you the answers. So, yeah, I think that.
Okay, perfect. So, when it comes to lead generation, how do you personally define a high quality lead?
A high quality lead, there is
Mm-hmm.
something called band qualification, which I
Correct.
think is the most ideal. Yes. that gives you the budget, that gives you the timeline, that gives you what is required, what is the pain point, who is the point of contact, everything. I think a band qualified lead is amazing. If you have that, then nothing like it, then you have a very high quality lead. But if you can also have someone, sometimes that is an expensive affair. Maybe you're not always at it, and that you can't always define the best thing. So we can even talk somewhere in the mediocre. Like if you have a target account from a particular industry and a vertical that you are managing, if you have at least, you know, the knowledge of a project requirement and what is their business challenge. If they try and engage and ask you for like a demo, a workshop, they come to your future event with an interest by saying, no, we want to be part of it. And they have all of this, and they can have some kind of an influence on the procurement manager or the finance team who is making the decisions. um, and you sort of know, even if it's not like a particular date and time, but you kind of know within the next 6 months to 1 year they want to do XYZ, they want to have this project. I think that is fairly a very good lead. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very practical way of looking at it. So, in your experience, Anu, what has the biggest impact on conversion rates today? Messaging, targeting, or timing?
Can I say, and can I be very honest? I think it's all the messaging, targeting, and timing. If the three, they're like sisterhood of traveling pants. If they cannot be together, I
Mhm.
don't think you'll be able to achieve what you want to achieve. When AI came into the industry, we all talk about AI, right? So when AI came into the industry, it's like nobody in the beginning, people didn't know much about it. But today, I think every tool,
Mhm.
every possible um, platform has an AI icon. Yeah? Everyone, including people in villages and people who are not very educated, know the term AI. They may not know what is artificial intelligence in reality, but they know
Yeah,
what is AI. Yes. Okay. So that's, but why were they so successful with their term? I agree. It is a type of a disruption in this industry. It's like the awakening of the internet or whatever. But why is Chat GPT everyone's friend today? Why is Copilot everybody's friend today? Because the messaging, the targeting, and the timing, they didn't lose an ounce on. And you see the timeline in the last 6 to 8 months, there has been a boom in this market, right? So why? Because the three of them came out so well, and they cross function and they sell for each other. So if you are messaging at one point, but you've given it to the right target audience, and the right target audience has further taken it into consuming it. Like when ChatGPT came out in the beginning, people, I remember, we've all done this, I'm sure. Today we are all open about it. Yeah, I'm going to chat GPT because companies are wanting you to use these tools. And there was a time when you would just say, oh, I want a LinkedIn post, I want something. And then you'd remove the characters like the icons and the fire engines and the rockets and everything because you wanted to look like your own
correct.
in the beginning. Yes. Today, is anyone shying away from it? No, they're not. Why? Because the messaging came out right with the timing. So I think if these three things, they come very hand in hand, they can't survive without each other. Like they're like three ecosystems that work in different silos, but they're part of one ecosystem. So yes,
That's really insightful. And I think many marketers would actually agree with that perspective. So,
very much.
yes. So, looking ahead, with AI and intent data becoming more accessible, how do you see demand generation evolving over the next few years?
See, it's actually it's a question we all talk about,
Mhm.
and nothing against AI, nothing against anything in the world. But there was a time when Google was probably more used, or was for everything. Everyone would say, "Let's just Google it." This
Correct.
was fairly 8 months ago, correct? Today we all say, "I'm just going to chat GPT. I'm just going to co-pilot it," right?
Mhm.
So AI is the new thing, but technology is so dynamic and so aggressive and so it comes with its own perks. Okay, it comes with a disruption and goes with a disruption. So we really don't know how long this is going to stay, but I think now it is part. This is like the internet. Now it is part of this ecosystem. This cannot go anywhere. But because of this, the whole way of looking at data and automation changes completely. And that's what I think. So the future will be less about more generating more leads. It will be more about identifying buying signals, engaging behaviors, interests, what a particular person is, how are they feeling. Like I've heard of this solution. I was just talking to my brother 2 days ago. He's in cybersecurity, and he said there's a solution. It's just so cool. It's just for cars, and it's an AI person that helps you with the buying and everything. And that AI can actually sense what mood you are in,
Mm-hmm.
and it gives you, like for example, if you're like a little sad or tired, and it's saying, oh, sounds like from your voice that car with the cup holders for your soothing coffee, would you like a coffee now, you know?
Oh, great.
So yeah, so this is the intent that we're talking about, to engage your buyer in it. So it's a complete shift in the way you're going to be looking at leads and marketing at some point in time. Are we ready for this? I'm not too sure. We are getting there. We are trying. Everyone is trying. We're still learning. So tomorrow the focus is purely going to be on the entire buying committee, the
Mm-hmm.
stakeholders that we have, the decision making networks, and it's going to help with this process if we are going to engage directly. It will drive campaigns to research more. Okay, visiting the competitions for the websites are going to be much more when it's going to be with one, because the options is going to just show up. The consumer industry content is going to change. Like I just told you, the car need not anymore talk about just its horsepower, or what is the mileage it's giving, or what is the make. It's also saying if you have a good mood or a bad mood, and for that in your car, what is going to soothe you, what kind of ambience lighting do you have. So you see, there is a change in the way we are evolving. And um, and this shift is going to be very hyper scale. It's going to be very hyper personalized. Today everything is very personalized, and that's how the industry is taking shape. There'll be a lot of human engagement, which is going to be more valuable. That's why we have AI like talking robots and chat boxes. The revenue marketing will replace the traditional demand generation completely. In the beginning, there'll be less of leads, generations, clicks, MQLs, volumes. Is going to be more deal influence, customer expansion, revenue contribution, operation, opportunity acceleration, and more. Overall, I think AI will help identify who's likely to buy, but relationships, trust, local market understanding, and partner influence will still determine who can actually buy. Marketers who succeed over the next 5 years will not be the ones running the most campaigns. They will be the ones who can identify buying intent early, orchestrate the right ecosystem around an account, and create very meaningful engagement that moves opportunities into pipeline and revenue. So I think that's what it's going to be, a complete shift.
All right. And for a final question, if you could give just one piece of advice to companies looking to build a strong demand generation engine today, what would it be?
I think stop optimizing for leads and start optimizing for revenue, because leads can be named differently for different companies.
Mm-hmm.
But what's important is the conversion. And that's where most of us find it hard to convert. And then we call it that the conversion rate is very little. Too many organizations are very focused on registrations, MQLs, event attendance, download numbers. I'm being honest, even me, okay, we
Mm-hmm.
all, those metrics may look very impressive in a report, but they did necessarily need to translate into the business growth. Like the strongest demand generation engines are built on a couple of fundamentals: exactly who you need to sell to, align that with the sales, marketing, and the partners so that the messaging is right and you are available as resource to them. Prioritize quality over quantity. Invest in a customer and a partner advocacy journey, which is important. Trust through peers, customers, and ecosystem. And measure the pipeline and revenue every now and then relentlessly. Not just saying, oh, I received some 63 leads from this event, it was a good event. No, from that event, what was your SQL, that was your sales qualified lead, and how much was that into revenue contribution. This should be your basic essence. And as AI and intent data continue to evolve, technology will only make it easier to identify potential buyers. The real competition and the advantage of it will not be finding the prospects, it will be but creating the trust, relevance, and engagement that turn the interest into revenue. Because today, for everything, you have 10,000 options. So, what is your area of target and how are you going to entice them is going to be your basic marketing problem. Yes, and that will build your best marketing engine. Yeah, that is what I think. Yeah.
That's fantastic advice and a great note to end on. So, all right, Anu, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your insights. It's been a pleasure speaking with you.
It has been an absolute pleasure speaking with me as well. I loved this whole exercise. So thank you, Kansa, once again.
Thank you
It
so
was
much,
fantastic.
Anu.
Pleasure so much. And I really hope this is of some use. I wish so.
And we hope you found this insightful. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow Accelergize for the latest B2B marketing updates. You can also explore and follow our 7 publications and connect with us across social media using the links in the description.